Oh shit, here we go again. Chupa in it big.
First time viewers, man, talk to them real quick. Let them know who you are, what you do. And
all right, man, my name is Nairda on the beat. It's spelled Nairda, for those of you who don't really know. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, born and raised, you know what I'm saying? I love making beats, it's my passion. I like putting sounds together, heavy bass. My mom gave me my name, and it was weird because I didn't have a name for my beats. And like this dude who I know who helped me get started in the music game, I'll like get to him a little bit later, but he used to call me Stunning for some reason. I didn't like that name at all. So one day my dude, she was like Nairda, and I was like, man, I don't even like that name. So then like it just kind of like I stuck with it, I ran with it. People started calling me Nairda. But really, I like heavy bass, and what I will tell y'all, for if y'all don't know, the key to making like heavy trap bangers, like bring the instruments down, bring the bass up. The kicks, claps, hi-hats, and the bass are like the loudest in the whole beat, and then the rest is just blending together. And then I got like different presets that I put on my sounds, you know what I'm saying, to give it that feel. Sometimes I will like come home with a melody in my head and I'll try to replicate it in my head, but like the majority of the time I'll just pick a tempo like 130, 140, or sometimes I'll go down to 85 and I'll just start playing with the sounds, come up with a melody, and then just go from there. Really, top 5 producers in the game that kind of made me want to expand on my craft was Lex Luger, because Lex Luger, he was like one of the first producers who was on everybody's album, everybody's single at the same time, and he brought like that real trap feel with Waka Flocka. Of course, Zay, everybody loves Zaytoven. Zaytoven brought a whole, I ain't even gonna get into that, just Zaytoven. Mike Will, coming into like this modern era that you would say. I like London on the track. I like what he does with Thug, his melodies and all that, with his flutes. Number 5, myself, because I'm coming up in the game, you already know. Better keep a lookout because I'm coming strong too. I ain't stopping. Well, first off, I just really love to do it. In general, I have a passion for doing it. I find it fun to just be making beats. I don't do it just for the bread or because I can get some type of clout. I really just love to do it. But what keeps me going is my daughter. She's 4 years old, so that's why I want to make it so bad, so she can have something. My first beat was trash. It was I forgot how it sounded. I just know like the patterns wasn't messed up. The claps was like, everything was off. The bass was crazy. I wish I had it. I wish I could play it for y'all, man. That shit was garbage. But I didn't let that discourage me. I kept going. A good high point in my career when that kind of took me from here to here, not up here, but just to here. It was this girl named Selena Lena, shout out to her. We learned a lot from each other, you know what I'm saying, growing together. But she's from Jacksonville, Florida, and I met her online. She used to like message me about beats and stuff, and of course I was like the typical producer, like, yeah, I need $50 or something, and she couldn't do it for whatever reason. She just kept reaching out to me, and I said, okay, I'm gonna work with her, and then we ended up making a hit. I started going to Florida more often, to the Diamond Awards. I went to the Diamond Awards 2 times. I ran into people like Young Cash. I saw Cool America perform I'm Gonna Make Some Shake before it even came out. I saw I seen Young Dolph. I seen a lot of people, bro. We learned a lot from each other coming up. Now she's doing big things too, like pop instrumentation with a trap feel, if that makes sense. Like all my beats are gonna knock regardless. I always try to like make my sounds complex so it's not easy to replicate. I make bouncy music, bouncy dance music, and a little bit of like street vibes too. But it's not all. I might use live drums. I don't really use live instruments besides like a nice sounding piano, but I don't get into the saxophones and all that. Maybe later down the line. I use a lot of leads and synth and pads. I want to be able to live off of my passion and what I'm doing, not having to clock in, not having to listen to anybody to tell me what to do, when to eat, when I can leave and go home. That's my main goal, and to be great at it. My top 3 things, in my opinion, to be able to be a producer and make beats is 1, having a good ear for the music, knowing what sounds good with what, and even if it doesn't sound good together, being able to tweak it so it can sound good together. 2, having rhythm. Like when I first started making beats, how I said about the claps and stuff, like having good rhythm, you know what I'm saying? And then don't like take it don't take it to heart if somebody doesn't respond to your email or doesn't want to hop on your beats. You gotta have patience. You gotta be able to network. Patience is key. I got started when I was 14, and this dude who lived in my same neighborhood was in my computer class, and that's how we got connected in the neighborhood. So then he told me he rapped. His name's Steven Modest, and when I went to his house, he was rapping off like the little, he had like headset with a thing like that. He was rapping on like Swagger Like Us instrumentals and stuff, and it wasn't mixed good and all that. And then he was saying like, I really need some like original beats. So every single day at lunchtime, we would skip lunch to be in the library. We would be on the computer. But it was a website with loops, and we were just making beats on that website every single day. And then one day my cousin introduced me to FL Studio 8. And then from there, I just been on it. I got 12 now, version 12. My drive sets me apart from other producers. There's always gonna be somebody harder than me. There's always gonna be somebody harder than you. But I feel like my drive and ambition is what sets me apart from other people. I'll be up all night just to make that beat for you, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to other people, I would say my ambition. Sometimes my schedule gets crazy, like things be popping up. Some days I don't make beats at all. Sometimes I go like 3 days without making beats, but then sometimes I'll be going crazy. I'll make like 10, 15 on occasion, just when I don't have anything to do. You build contacts and clients by networking, social media. It's more so about being in people's face though. That's how you can really like build an impression, and when you leave their face, then they'll remember you when they get in the studio and they need beats. They'll think about you before some dude on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's all about first impressions too. You just gotta let them know like, yeah, this is what I do and I'm about my business, and they'll rock with you for real. I look at my homie D Money as a role model. I used to hit him up like 3-4 years ago. He would always give me advice. I would be like, hey, how do I do this? And he would tell me, even though he was reaching a certain amount of success, he doesn't go Hollywood on people, so I look up to him. The other four producers that I said, I just look at what they do. Oh yeah, I left out Metro Boomin too. Metro Boomin, I fuck with him. Cause it's all the same thing when you're like mixing vocals and mixing the beat. It's all the same thing. Like you're taking the low end out and then you're adding reverb to fill it in to make the space. And then sometimes you add echoes and compression and all that. It's really like the exact same thing. That's a good question. Cause some people, they add too many sounds, but I like to make the beat sound full in any way possible. So even if like the artist, like I had an artist who wanted just a simple dance beat, just like simple sounds, like 1 or 2 sounds at the most. But even still, I always I add extra drums, little laser sounds or effects or anything, filters, just to make it sound full. You know what I'm saying? Once I know like how like it sounds the way it's supposed to sound, then I just export it. I just like to make my beat sound full. I dropped a mixtape called The Life of a Plug on Spinrilla. Not Spinrilla. I meant to drop it on Spinrilla, but I dropped it early on SoundCloud. I'm gonna drop it on Spinrilla. I'm gonna drop the official version of The Life of a Plug on Spinrilla, and then I got The Life of a Plug 2 coming out after that. And I got another mixtape in my head called Trap Pack. It's gonna be like another series that kind of speaks for itself. And I've got This That Gas Volume 1. That's gonna be more so like an album type thing. I'm gonna put like years into that. Besides those compilations, it's just gonna be different singles here and there that I get with artists. You can follow me on Instagram at Nairda on the Beat, Twitter Nairda on the Beat, Facebook Nairda on the Beat, my SoundCloud, everything Nairda on the Beat. It's Nairda. Hey, look, man, this your boy Nairda on the Beat, and I'm locked in with TDC, Trooper the Crunkster, and I've been exposed, man.